Imagine for a moment that you are climbing Mount Everest. You are close to the summit, but there is a howling wind and snow, and you cannot see the summit. You are sore, tired, and emotionally drained, and yet you are determined to reach the top. So, what might you do to keep you going, rather than stop or turn back? Would you set yourself a goal to reach the top? Knowing all about goals, you know that a goal has to have the SMART attributes. So, what goal do you set for yourself in this situation? A time or a distance? A climber who was faced with this situation was asked what strategy did they use to keep going and to eventually reach the summit. So, can you think what it was? Welcome to Series 1, Episode 8 of the Better Humans podcast. These podcasts are based around the theme of making a self-development journey or personal transformation to become a better human and discussing what makes a better human. My name is Greg Pfeiffer and I'm your host for this series. This episode is titled, Is It Time to Get Smart About Your Goals? And I'll be talking about the different types of goals and goal setting. So back to Mount Everest. What goal have you set for yourself? What goal did the Mount Everest climber set as their goal? Now, would you believe they didn't set a specific goal, but just adopted the mindset of, I'll just see how it goes and take it as it comes? Would you be surprised to learn that for many of the top golfers in the world, their goal each day is to simply see how well I can go or see how many under par I can get? Now, no doubt, most of you have learned about the so-called SMART goals or SMART goals. These are goals which have the characteristics of specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. SMART goals are what is known as closed goals. As our Mount Everest climber adopted what is known as an open goal. So, what's the difference? Open goals are non-specific and exploratory in nature, where closed or SMART goals have a specific target to reach. Open goals focus on the start of the journey, whereas closed goals focus on the finish and something in the future. Open goals build upon your starting point, where closed goals, it's all about closing the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Open goals can make you feel more positive, whereas closed goals may not make you feel as good, as you're always behind the goal and you can feel that progress is too slow. Open goals have the ability to provide you with more wins, whereas closed goals are basically they're always a loss until you achieve that goal. So they are all or nothing in outcome. You either achieve success or you fail. Now, they can lead to high rates of giving up due to slow progress and this feeling of failure. So for these reasons, open goals can work well with people and exercise. Now, one study, for example, found that in a group of sedentary people, open goals, such as just walk each day as much as you can, produced a better result, that is, the people walked further, than SMART goals. Now, open goals have some psychological benefits over SMART goals. Elite athletes have reported that pursuing an open goal is an important part of an experience known as flow, which is that enjoyable, rewarding state where everything just seems to click into place and they performed well without trying. In the study above, people reported that open goals made the walking more enjoyable. The people felt more confident and it made them feel they performed better. Now, this then boosted motivation and suggests that open goals can help people stick with exercise and routines for longer. Now, one person noted that open goals took away the trauma of failing. Now, conversely, in active adults, SMART goals produce the most positive effect and enjoyment. To set your own open goals, think first about what you want to improve. Now, this, for example, being more active. Then you identify what you want to measure, such as your daily average step count. But then you phrase your goal in an open-ended exploratory way, such as, I want to see how high I can get my average daily step count by the end of the year. And then you get started. With an open goal, you're more likely to see progress, enjoy the experience, and stick with it until you're ready to set and achieve more specific goals. Open goals are rather vague and open-ended. Now, they're usually long-term goals that are more about the process of achieving them rather than the outcome itself. In fitness, examples of open goals include being mindful of eating more healthily, small changes to trying to incorporate more steps during your day, or going to the gym more often, even if it is for only 20 minutes. Setting open goals gives you the freedom to achieve your goals in any way you like, and it removes that negativity when we wake up 10 minutes late and miss our desired 30-minute run. We can still do a 20-minute run and feel good about having made a positive decision. Setting open goals makes it easier for you to be creative, productive, and innovative. It allows you to think outside the box and explore new and innovative ways to achieve your goals. Open goals give you a sense of freedom and flexibility that doesn't exist with fixed goals. So it appears that open goals can be most effective at the start of a journey and with exercise and sport played at a recreational level. Now, a quote by Zig Ziglar is, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. So we'll talk about now some other types of goals, and this time we'll talk about open-ended goals. Open-ended goals are called that as they do not have a specific date for completion. They are about an ongoing process. Thus, they are more often goals to either change or create new habitual behaviors. They have a specific behavior to be performed, but not for a specific time. For example, it might be to exercise 3 times per week, to save $300 per month, spend 2 hours per week reading, review the sales performance twice per month with each member of the sales team, etc. So open-ended goals are particularly useful for very simple goals, which are achieved by a single simple action repeated on a regular basis, where there is little psychological resistance to taking the actions necessary to completing the goal. They can be a great way to effect behavior changes necessary at the start of a journey of personal transformation. Now, once you've made some progress, you may benefit from turning your goal into a closed goal. This means a change in the outcome, but not a change in the process of achieving the goal. For example, you may turn your fitness goal into a specific weight loss goal, or your savings goal into a specific financial target, such as a home deposit. Now, we'll compare this with closed goals. Closed goals have a target date for completion, and as a result, they tend to be more powerful in creating change. The reason why they tend to be more powerful is because they create a sense of urgency. if there is no specific reason to take action today, then our natural reaction can be one of procrastination or laziness due to taking the path of least resistance. Closed goals, however, help give you a reason to take action today, as they have a deadline for their completion, which can also help to provide you with a time-mapped understanding of what needs to be done and when. As a form of SMART goal, they can be useful when there is a time imperative to achieving a goal. Some closed goals can also be what we call fixed goals. Now, these are very specific goals that are met in a specific way. They are good for people who have a specific target and know exactly how to meet it. For example, if you had to lose a certain amount of kilograms in weight by a certain date, you might set weight targets to be met each week. Now, fixed goals can be very motivational and push you to keep exceeding the goals. They're good if you can determine a plan to meet your goal. They can also make you more efficient in achieving your goal by not wasting time figuring out how to achieve the final goal. And they create an ongoing sense of urgency. They can work where an open goal doesn't provide enough structure to achieve your goal. Now, when setting a specific goal, these can be characterized again into three types. The first is specific easy. Specific easy goals are designed to be easily achieved. While these can be good for increasing motivation, setting a goal that is too easy for yourself can make you too goal-oriented. This means that you won't take the time to focus on your performance because you'll be too focused on the outcome, not the process. And when you achieve your goals too easily, your change and your progress may actually slow or stall. Second type is specific challenging. Now, specific challenging goals aim to push you, but are still within your reach with some hard work and determination. Previous research suggests that these goals are the most effective type of specific goal in improving sporting performance. So they keep the athletes working hard and provide a focus, helping to provide drive and motivation. Now, as an athlete, these should be the goals that you are used to setting with your coach. Whereas on a personal level, you will need a way to measure and track your change to keep providing that motivation. Now, one way of doing this is by using journaling to provide a form of accountability. Third type is specific unrealistic. Now, specific unrealistic goals are arguably one of the worst type of goal you can set yourself. It's a goal that is not within your grasp, even if you put in all the effort you have. For example, a novice tennis player who has only had 2 lessons would never set themselves the goal of playing in Wimbledon the following year. No matter how hard they train, this is very unlikely to happen. Setting your sights too high can be really demotivating, as you never get the satisfaction of achieving that end goal. Now, setting goals such as winning the lottery can also fall into this category. Some other types of ways of classifying goals are internally oriented goals. Internal goals are about changing your psychological constitution or mental representations of the world and how you interact with it. They are goals which are very specific to yourself and how you interact with the world. For example, they could include increasing self-confidence or self-esteem, overcoming phobias, extending your personal boundaries, improving your health and fitness. Then there are skills-oriented goals. Skills goals are about learning or improving skills that you have. Thus, they might include linguistic goals, music, sport, art goals. But they can also include interpersonal skills, such as empathy, delegation, or management skills. For example, you might set a goal like becoming fluent in Spanish, giving a concert recital on the piano, improving your ability to manage a team, gaining a black belt in Taekwondo. We also have externally oriented goals. External goals are goals which have their outcome outside of you. They tend to be fairly generic goals which could be shared by a number of people. As external goals could be about material possessions, events, relationships, travel, business, community, etc. For example, they could be goals such as purchasing a house, buying a new car, starting a garden at home, or attracting a partner. Now, we can also have positive and negative goals, and I've spoken about these before. Positive goals are things that you move towards and define where and who you want to be. They are preferable to negative goals, which are where or who you don't want to be. Now, negative goal is something you move away from. However, with no positive goal, you can move in a direction that may not lead you to your final destination. So no matter what your goal and what type of goal you choose, there are still some characteristics that will make achieving your goal more likely. The first is personal. You must own your goal. It must be yours and it must mean something to you. It must be attainable because an unrealistic goal is setting yourself up for failure. It must be challenging. So the goal must seek to extend you or take you out of your comfort zone. Positive. So make the goal and thoughts positive, and the goal something you're moving to, not moving away from. The goal must be compelling. This is your why. I've spoken about this in a previous episode. Your why is your driving force behind your change, and it gives you the drive to achieve your goal. Without a strong why, you are not likely to achieve your goal. Detail. Now, you must have enough detail to create focus and a pathway to achieve your goal. Now, the level of detail will vary on your type of goal, but if it's too vague, it'll feel difficult to feel you've achieved it. However, if it's too narrow, it will limit your options to explore how to achieve it. Written. Writing down your goal is making a promise to yourself, and writing down a goal vastly increases your chance of achieving it. Time bound. Some goals will need to have a definite time frame, but for other goals, it may need to be more flexible. So really, to conclude, there are more goal setting types than simply the SMART goals. By becoming familiar with the various types of goals, you can choose the type that will work best for you and your situation and will most likely lead to the achievement of your goal. When it comes to changing your behavior and your habits, SMART goals are probably not as appropriate as open-ended goals. As you progress along your journey, both your goals and the type of goals you set can change. So you need to be flexible enough to make these changes. I hope you have enjoyed this podcast. If you have, please help it grow by sharing on your socials. Please feel free to leave a comment or feedback if your platform allows it. For any more information, please feel free to contact me at contact@thebetterhumansproject.com. So until next time, take care and work on becoming a better human.